Hello students, today we are going to learn Unit 87, Old, Older, Expensive, More Expensive. Old, Older, Expensive, More Expensive. Let's get started. Part A. There are several pictures here. Old, older, old, older, heavy, heavier, heavy, heavier, expensive, more expensive, expensive, more expensive. Right. Older, heavier, more expensive are comparative forms. Older, heavier, more expensive are comparative forms. Okay. The comparative is ER, older or more expensive. The comparative is ER, older or more expensive. So today we are going to talk about comparative forms. We make comparatives using ER. We add ER to the word. Okay, older. Or we use more. The word more in front of the word. Okay, we can use comparative forms adding ER or using the word more in front of the word. Okay. Part B. Older, heavier, etc. Older, heavier, etc. Short words, one syllable. One syllable. We use ER. When we talk about short words, only the short words have one syllable. Okay, one syllable. Don't bother about syllables now. Okay, the one syllable words we use ER. For short words we use ER. Example: old, older, older, nice, nicer, nicer, shower, slower, late, later, later, cheaper, bigger. Okay, and also bigger, hotter, thinner. Right. It's very easy. Words ending in Y, we use IER, not ER, we use IER. Words ending in Y, we use IER, not ER. We add IER. Okay. Example: easy, easier. We remove Y and add IER. Okay. We remove Y and add IER. Easy, easier. Easy, easier. Heavy, heavier. Heavy, heavier. Early, earlier. Early, earlier. We make comparatives. Okay, we make comparatives. Okay. Example sentences. Example sentences. Rome is old, but Athens is older. Rome is old, but Athens is older. Not more old. Not more old. It's a one syllable word. Old is one syllable word, is a short word. Rome is old, but Athens is older, not more old. Next example. Is it cheaper to go by car or by train? Is it cheaper to go by car or by train? Not more cheap, not more cheap. Cheaper, it's a short word. Cheap is a short word. We add only er. Is it cheaper to go by car or by train? Not more cheap, okay, not more cheap. Next example, Helen wants a bigger car. Helen wants a bigger car. The bigger is a comparative. Next one, this coat is okay, but I think the other one is nicer. This coat is okay, but I think the other one is nicer. Here nicer is a comparative. Okay. Next one. Don't take the bus. Don't take the bus. It's easier to take a taxi. Don't take the bus. It's easier to take a taxi. Not more easy. Okay. Here we use the word easier. Easier is a comparative. Easier is a comparative. Okay. Far, further, far, further, far, further. How far is example? How far is it to the station? How far is it to the station? A mile. B. No, it's further. About 2 miles. No, it's further. About 2 miles. So, here far, further is the comparative. Okay. Further is the comparative word. It's a different word. We do not add er to far. Okay. It's a different word. We use different word for okay. See examples. How far is it to the station? How far is it to the station? A mile? No, it's further. No, it's further. It's more than a mile. Okay, it's more than a mile. No, it's further. About 2 miles. About 2 miles. Right. Now part C, more. When we use comparatives, sometimes we have to use more. The word more in front of the word. Long words. 2, 3, 4 syllables. 2, 3, 4 syllables. Okay, we use for long words we use what? More. Careful, more careful. Careful, more careful. Expensive, more expensive. Expensive, more expensive. Okay. Polite, more polite. Polite, more polite. Interesting, more interesting. Interesting, more interesting. Example sentences. You must be more careful. You must be more careful. More careful. It's a comparative. I don't like my job. I don't like my job. I want to do something more interesting. I don't like my job. I want to do something more interesting. More interesting. More interesting is a comparative word. More interesting is a comparative word. Next one. Is it more expensive to go by car or by train? Is it more expensive to go by car or by train? More expensive here, a comparative. Part D. Good, well, better. Good, well, better. Bad, worse. So, good, well, these words have another word for comparative, as a comparative. Good, well, better. Bad, worse. We do not add er or we do not use more. We use another word as a comparative. Okay. Good, well, better. Bad, worse. Okay. Example sentences. The weather wasn't very good yesterday, but it's better today. The weather wasn't very good yesterday, but it's better today. Now better here, comparative. Do you feel better today? No. I feel worse. Do you feel better today? No, I feel worse. Here, in this sentence, better is comparative and also worse also comparative. Which is worse, a headache or a toothache? Which is worse, a headache or a toothache? Okay. Today we talked about comparatives. It's an easy lesson. Now we can do exercises. You first do exercises and come to the exercises. I will give you the answers. Pause the video and do the exercises. I will give you answers. Okay, exercises 87.1. Look at the pictures and write the comparative. Look at the pictures and write the comparative. Older, more interesting, etc. Older, more interesting, etc. Heavy, heavier. Heavy, heavier. Big. What's the comparative? Bigger. Slow, slower. Slow, slower. Expensive. Expensive is a long word, more than one syllable. More expensive. Expensive, more expensive. High, short word. High, higher. Dangerous, more dangerous. Dangerous, more dangerous. Dangerous, more dangerous. Next one. Write the comparative. 87.2. Write the comparative. Old, older. Second one, strong, stronger. Third, happy, happier. Happy, happier. 4. Modern, more modern. Modern, more modern. 5. Important, more important. Important, more important. Good, better. Good, better. Large, larger. Large, larger. 8. Serious. Serious, more serious. Serious, more serious. 9. Pretty. Prettier. Pretty, prettier. 10. Crowded, more crowded. Crowded, more crowded. 87.3. Write the opposite. Write the opposite. First one, younger, older. opposite comparative. Okay. Younger, older. Second one, colder. You can use hotter or warmer. Hotter, warmer. Third one, cheaper, more expensive. More expensive. 4. Better, worse. Better, worse. 5. Nearer, further. Nearer, further. 6. Easier, harder. Harder, more difficult. More difficult or harder. You can use more difficult or hard. 87.4. Complete the sentences. Use a comparative. Complete the sentences. Use a comparative. Helen's car isn't very big. She wants a bigger one. Helen's car isn't very big. She wants a bigger one. Second one. My job isn't very interesting. I want to do something more interesting. My job isn't very interesting. I want to do something more interesting. Third. You are not very tall. You are not very tall. Your brother is taller. You are not very tall. Your brother is taller. 4. David doesn't work very hard. I work harder. David doesn't work very hard. David doesn't work very hard. I work harder. 5. My chair isn't very comfortable. Yours is more comfortable. My chair isn't very comfortable. Yours is more comfortable. 6. Your idea isn't very good. My idea is better. My idea isn't very good. Your idea isn't very good. My idea is better. 7. These flowers aren't very nice. The blue ones are nicer. These flowers aren't very nice. The blue ones are nicer. 8. My bag isn't very heavy. My bag isn't very heavy. Your bag is heavier. My bag isn't very heavy. Your bag is heavier. I am not very interested in art. I am not very interested in art. I am more interested in history. I am more interested in history. 10. It isn't very warm today. It was warmer yesterday. It isn't very warm today. It was warmer yesterday. These tomatoes don't taste very good. These tomatoes don't taste very good. These tomatoes don't taste very good. The other ones tasted better. The other ones tasted better. 12. Britain isn't very big. France is more beautiful. Britain isn't very big. France is bigger. France is bigger. London isn't very beautiful. London isn't very beautiful. Paris is more beautiful. Paris is more beautiful. This knife isn't very sharp. This knife isn't very sharp. Have you got a sharper one? Have you got a sharper one? 15. People today aren't very polite. People today aren't very polite. In the past, they were more polite. Next one. The weather isn't too bad today. The weather isn't too bad today. Often it is much worse. The weather isn't too bad today. Often it is much worse. Okay. Today, okay, we did the exercises also. Now, 87. We finished unit 87.